Hi, I'm Fraser Douglas, the avid tent camper. In this video, I want to show you how we make a campfire. Hope you enjoy it.
Since the beginning of mankind, the ability to make a good fire has been an essential survival skill. A good fire provides heat to warm the body in cold weather, heat to make food safer to eat and more tasty, light on dark nights, protection at night from animal predators, heat to make hunting tools more effective, and general comfort. Today, campfires are no longer essential for survival, but they do allow you to cook great tasting meals, help you stay warm in cool weather, and provide a lot of comfort. As T.H. Holden stated over 100 years ago, a camp without a campfire is no camp at all. So, what do you need to know in order to build a good campfire anytime you want to? First of all, you need to know how to find good firewood. The best firewood here in the southeastern United States is oak and hickory, followed by maple, fruit trees such as cherry, or nut trees such as pecan. In other parts of the country, birch, ash, white pine, and cedar are frequently used for firewood. Now, you can't bring this firewood from your home or another campground because burning untreated firewood could release pests from the wood into the forest that could kill hundreds of trees. And many states have regulations that impose fines on anyone who does bring untreated wood into a state park. You can't expect to find a lot of firewood in the woods because previous campers have probably already picked it up. And you need to be extremely careful when buying firewood from a park vendor because many state parks sell poor quality firewood that either doesn't split very easily or doesn't burn very well. Instead, you need to look for bundles of heat-treated, USDA certified or state certified pest-free firewood. These bundles are frequently sold in grocery stores, hardware stores, and home improvement stores. If you can't find certified pest-free firewood, then search the internet for firewood dealers near your campground destination. And if you can't find a good firewood vendor, go to the nearest Dollar General store and ask the clerk where to find good firewood. Now, most pieces of firewood in a firewood bundle will be too large to be efficiently used as campfire fuel. For example, this piece is 14 inches long, 6.5 inches across, and 3.5 inches deep. So I'm going to split it into 4 smaller pieces. I'll be using this small boy's axe that I made with a 1 3/4 pound Collins head and a 24-inch beaver tooth handle. Now, I've already talked about using axes to split firewood, so I'm not going to talk about that in this video, but if you're interested, you can go back to some of my previous videos. And now we've got 4 pieces that will make very efficient campfire fuel. As soon as you light your fire, you'll need some small kindling to get your fire going. And you can make this small kindling in a couple of different ways. First, you can pick up small branches that have fallen off trees in your yard and then break them into 6 to 8 inch lengths. Another way is to use scrap lumber in my garage workshop. For example, I've got a 1x4 that has been cut about 6.5 inches long,
And I'm going to just place my axe right on the edge, lift the piece of wood and the axe up together, and drop them. And now I'm going to pick each one of those pieces up and cut it in half again. And when you finish, you've got enough pine kindling to start 2 or 3 different fires. You can make large kindling from a piece of wood that you've just split from that big piece of firewood. To make these large pieces of kindling, I'm going to take one of these pieces of firewood that I've just split, and I'm going to split it to about the size of my thumb. And for this last step, I need to put my safety glasses on so I don't accidentally hurt myself. And I'm going to cut this piece in half. And now I've got 2 pieces of wood that are about as large as my thumb in diameter and about 6 to 8 inches long. To start your fire, you'll need some highly combustible materials that will catch a spark very easily. Some campers use charcoal lighter fuel, or feather sticks, or pine fatwood, or pine shavings. I just use recycled printer paper. To start the fire, you'll need something to ignite it with. Early pioneers used a striking steel, a piece of hard flint rock, and some charred material, and I enjoy using this method from time to time just for the fun of it. Other camping authorities like to use ferrocerium or ferro rods or waterproof matches, but I prefer to use butane lighters, and I especially like that little stubby one down at the bottom. Be sure to have 4 or 5 on hand in case 1 or 2 doesn't work. In order to start a campfire at any time and any place, I pack my fire starting materials into a small, soft-side cooler bag. This bag contains lots of small kindling, some used computer paper, and about 5 butane lighters. And I pack our large kindling in a small duffel bag. Once you get all your fire-making materials together, then you've got to decide where you're going to make your fire. Most developed campsites will have a fire ring, but in some states it's just a ring of rocks. In Michigan, they have a lot of these steel and concrete-clad fire rings. In some campgrounds, the fire ring has an adjustable height cooking grate, which makes it easier to cook over your campfire. But kneeling and stooping for an hour or so to cook a big meal is not very comfortable. The best wood fire cooking platform is this pedestal grill, but very few campgrounds have them. So we usually pack this Camp Chef Dutch oven table and my woody folding camp stove to use for wood fire cooking. Camping books and internet sites describe several different fire lays for starting a campfire. I use a teepee fire lay to start my campfires. First, I put a relatively large piece of wood down to be the center of my fire lay. Then I put my crumpled, recycled printer paper right in front of it, and then I lay my small kindling on top, and then add more kindling as the fire gets bigger. So let me show you how we start a campfire. First of all, I'm going to light this piece of printer paper. Let it start burning. Put some small kindling on top. Put the rest of that kindling on. Then I've got some large kindling. I'll start laying on top. We'll wait for a few minutes. Let that catch real good. And now we're about ready to start putting on some of our small pieces of firewood. Ooh, kind of hot. And now we just have to, as this starts to burn down, add a few more pieces of firewood, getting larger and larger pieces. Before concluding, let me review a few important campfire safety tips. Before starting a fire, check with park authorities to be sure that fires are permitted and to see if there are any special regulations related to them. Before starting a fire, rake dead leaves, pine straw, and other combustible materials away from your fire ring so they don't accidentally catch fire. Don't ever use gasoline or fuel oil to start a fire. Always have a bucket of water nearby in case the fire should get out of control. Always keep your fire small and under control at all times. Don't run or engage in horseplay near the fire because falling into a campfire is a common camping injury. And don't let children run or engage in horseplay near the fire. And avoid excessive use of alcohol or other mind-altering drugs. And completely extinguish your fire before leaving your campsite or going to bed. Well, I hope that you've enjoyed this little video, and I hope that you've learned something valuable that you can use to make your next campfires a little bit easier or a little bit better. Thanks for watching. For more information about other useful family tent camping procedures, equipment, ethics, history, and destinations, please visit my website, moderntentcamping.com, read my book, Basic Tent Camping, and visit my Facebook page, Modern Tent Camping. And please share this video with your friends. Thanks for watching.